Hello, everybody. My name's Tony Cardenas, and this is the Indy Real Estate Market Weekly Update. Today, I'm sitting here with Justin Griffith with Keller Williams, Shelly Walters with EXP, and Kyle Morris with FC.Tucker. Hey, everybody. How's it going?
Going great.
Big week coming up, Thanksgiving.
Yeah. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Yeah.
I went to FC.Tucker in Carmel last night, and I pulled up to see Kyle at probably about 6:30 for me.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you what, there must have been, 400 pumpkin pies. How many pumpkin pies were there?
We did 400 pumpkin pies. And then we delivered 220 some to Gleaners today.
That was great. So thank you for the pie. I did write a message to the family that was going to receive the other one. And it's really a cool thing. How many pumpkin pies do you have left right now?
Zero. I have one in my truck that I have to deliver, which I try not to do because it's a lot. But I was telling you guys earlier, I think the thing that, we're donating a ton of pies to Gleaners, and I thought it would be like this. That's a lot of pies, right? Like I thought it would really move the meter.
And they're really large.
Yeah, they're big pies, and Gleaners told us they would be gone in an hour, and they were expecting 1,000 people today. So next year we're going to try to do more. Maybe as a podcast we can do something.
Yeah.
I thought 200 would really move the meter, and I was like really, really surprised. So it's a little bit of perspective and reality check.
You had said they were already lined up this morning. They were getting their meals today.
Yeah.
Gleaners.
Yep. So
Hey.
Well, thank you for doing that, Kyle. That was very sweet of you.
Yeah.
Yes. I am going to give the direction at the end of the podcast that I have recorded separately how to look at our blog on Spotify. And that will give some people where they could reach out to us and maybe ask a question. And I'm going to have, obviously, Shelly, your daughter, help me on that, Raquel. And to get a little bit more information out there. So if anybody that is listening to this podcast has questions about buying a home, selling a home, or the what ifs, okay, we're going to get into the what if scenarios starting soon so we can address these questions on the podcast. But I want to get mine out of the way today before we get into the stats for the homes. All right. Interest rates, obviously, the Fed pulled up the rates, and when the rates go up, they climb really, really high. But after they calm down, like the last couple of weeks, you have some really good rates right now. A 30-year conforming fixed, you at 6.75. If you push somebody out there, you could probably get 6.5%. 30-year jumbos are at 6.5%. FHAs are in the low sixes. But here's the thing. People have got to understand, if you get a little creative, ARMs are not really good to do right now, but if they did a scenario on a $400,000 home, okay, and they got 6.375. Let's just say you got 6.375, and you move that over to a conforming 2-1 buy down. Their first year rate would be 4.375, which is exactly $498.34 a month savings on a $400,000 loan, 80% loan to value, $100,000 down, 760 credit score. Okay, the second year, you're at 5.375, still saves you $255.60. And that's a total savings of $3,067.20. And then your remaining term at 6.375. If the rates come down by then, and they're going to tick that way probably within 24 to 30 months, you're going to have an opportunity to refinance that home, go to a 20-year, maybe not directly to a 15, or go to a 25. You can do that. You could actually do a 27-year loan, okay, and move forward rather than to go backwards and start on a 30-year fixed. Yeah. But to get qualified, you are getting qualified at 6.375, but if you can start out your first year at 4.375 and save a little bit of money, okay, it can really help you get in that house for that first year.
So I have a question for you. One of the questions I keep getting, and can you maybe explain these numbers? So you're looking at these numbers, you're saying that basically if we do the math, it's $6,000 to do a savings in the first year.
Wait a minute, $6,000 what?
Savings in the first year.
No, it's $5,980.08.
Yeah.
6,000.
Yeah.
Rounded up.
Yeah.
I'm going to be exact. Go
Split and piece.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm just doing easy math because that's what I need to do.
Just look at that far right.
So anyway, let's say we're just looking at basically a $9,000 savings in that first 2 years, and then you go to where you would have been the first day if you got your mortgage and you did not do that. What is the cost for them to do the buy down.
The customer cannot do the buy down. The person
Right.
selling the home
Right.
has to do the buy down. So you add this and this,
Right.
and from the sales, it's $9,047.28. That amount of money goes with the note, okay, to whoever the mortgage vendor is. No ands, ifs, or buts about it. The only way the money can come out is A, from the sale of the home, or it can come out from you guys on your commission.
Right. So
Okay.
that's what I'm just saying. So that savings, and this is one thing I get asked all the time, and I just wanted to maybe we could clarify it. The savings then that they're making over that 2-year time period, the exact same number is the amount that the seller would offer as a contingency. So basically, you're asking the seller to give you that rate, but you're not.
No, you're
it's
not
not
asking that seller.
costing you
You're-
anything
No.
as a buyer. So why would you not ask a seller just in case?
You're not asking the seller to give you a rate. You're telling the seller, hey, I would want to, if I were selling my home in this temperature, meaning not the winter, but this part of the market, I would rather discount my home $9,100 versus
$20,000
$20,000,
discount point.
yeah.
Well, that's what. Yeah, so I'm
So it's
saying.
not-
So you're asking for the seller to give that concession as a closing cost to for the buyer, so the buyer has no fees involved in doing this buy down.
no fee in that 2-1 buy down.
Right,
They're always
that's
going to
what-
have their
it's the
regular
buy down.
mortgage cost,
Absolutely.
closing costs, tax, and escrows. But that's up to you guys. If the seller says, no, I don't want to do it, let them discount their house 20%.
Well, this is where I wanted to get to the second part of the question and the discussion is that for sellers to understand, this is a great offering you can do. Back to the don't lower your price 20,000
Or 30.
do some help to the buyer.
Do a 2-1 buy down.
And also, the buyer's agents need to understand that this is something to request now. I mean, we were talking,
Right.
you know, I've been trying to train a new agent, and, you know, we talk about all the new agents who maybe have just been in this business for 2 years, and all of a sudden, this is a whole new market. And it was just kind of interesting to sit down with her and deal with it again at this point. And it was like, okay, no escalation clauses, you know, no as-is addendums, no nothing, you know, all that stuff. And it's a totally different way. So buyer's agents need to start looking at the best way to help their buyer now. And this is one avenue.
It's-
and the
it's one
sellers
avenue.
need to understand
Right.
this is also one avenue to
Right.
not lose a bunch
If a
of
seller
money. on it.
doesn't do an opportunity like this where their house is sitting, let's just say you list a home and you're not getting any action off it for the first week. I don't know. If I were listing my home right now, I'd say, Kyle, list my home. I'm going to offer a 2-1 buy down XYZ to a certain point, and let's go off to the races, because that person's going to be able to buy that home at a better rate than the house right next door or right down the street.
Absolutely.
Kyle's got an edge as a real estate agent, and the people buying the home from him got an edge because they're saying, hey, we're getting a great deal on this. Now, it is subject to the person that says, no, I don't want that. I've seen it. Okay, people say, I don't want a 2-1 buy down for the mere fact they don't understand the mechanics of it.
Yep.
And by that's exactly right. You know, you got to know what the heck you're buying, because it's no worse than you get a 6.375 loan today and paying it for 24 months. You just didn't get the discount.
I mean, the interesting thing to me, and to like what Shelly's talking about, how much of the market has changed since, we'll just say March, right? And so why you need somebody who's like an experienced agent or an experienced loan officer. Just the financing piece in the past 9 months has gone from, to what you were saying, like escalation clauses, over list price, as is, right?
Appraisal gap. Yeah.
Then in July, with rates going up, then we're talking about as an arm a good. It was kind of the best thing you could do
for
right
a short
there.
period of time.
Right, it was, and now all of a sudden we're talking about 2-1 buy downs.
Yeah, I mean, there's some arms out there that are aggressive, but you know what? It's funny you said that, because just 1 year ago, I can't remember when you started the podcast, but Shelly and I, just 1 year ago, we were talking about rates at 2.75 to 2.5%. Okay. And
That was December. We were talking
Right.
about
Yeah,
December to March was a huge, like went from
exactly.
December
And
to
what
March.
people don't understand, I mean, okay, we got a great week where you got the interest rates down this week. Okay, great. But I am telling you, and watch this video later, they are going to go up. Well, you are getting some concessions right now. What the economics, what the U.S. markets are doing, and what the world markets are doing. But I'm telling you, right now at 6.5 or 6.625 or 6.375, it's a gift. And you better run out there and buy a home. And if you get a home that has a little bit of a incentive on it, okay, or the people want to do the 2-1 buy down for you, or you're getting a discount, I'm telling you, it's a really good position to be in if you have a real estate agent that knows what the heck they're doing. A lot of them don't understand the mechanics of this, especially the newbies. And I think if any newbie wants to call you guys up, you know, our number is 317-480 9115. I'll double check that number. And
Don't
the
call
bottom line
yourself.
is, new agents need to do this because I wouldn't want to see an agent not be able to get a deal for their customer, and in turn, that really hurts the buyer not be able to get a good deal.
At the end of the day, though, this week and next week, because rates are down, it's a good time to be a buyer. Not only that, I mean, don't get me wrong, it's a holiday week. It's going to be really tough.
Right.
Great time to be a buyer because nobody's out this weekend. So you've got lower rates. You could get locked
Showings are
in.
down,
Showings
yeah.
are down. And it'd probably linger a little bit next week as well. But to your point, like if rates go back up, I mean, this is the window.
317-480-4115. I did say the number wrong. 317-480-4115. Just call that number. Leave a message for Shelly, Kyle, myself, Justin. We'll get you the information that you need. We'll get it spelled out for you so you can see it. And look, we know a lot of discount brokers. Look, you've got to go through a broker today versus a big lender. Lenders do not have the leverage to discount, and certainly the banks don't. The banks don't discount like the lenders, and then the lenders don't discount like the brokers. Okay? So they all go to the same place to get the money.
Yep.
Doesn't matter if you go to Wells Fargo or you go to ABC or whatever. All that money, when it's all done, it comes to the Federal Reserve and cashes out at the title company when you close your loan.
Yep.
Well, I want to go back to something that you said in regards to, when you're a seller putting a listing on and saying, hey, I want to offer this 2-1 buy down. I still say, and I know we've harped on this a little bit, not right off the bat.
I wouldn't offer it out.
Yeah.
No, because you need to see what's going to happen. I just had a house that I put on in Carmel here. We sold it with multiple offers in 4 days. We don't know what that house is going to be in regards to the reaction from the buyers. So that offer right off the bat is going to only hurt the seller.
But that's you. But if I were selling my home right now and you were listing my home, or any of you guys right here, I would tell you, go out of the gate with a 2-1 buy down. I want to have the best deal out there. And if it cost me an extra 10 grand, it did, because I'm happy to offer that because I want to move to the next chapter of buying my next home.
Well, and it's house dependent. Like we know the house that we walk into, to your point, like whether it's going to be
Yes,
that house or not.
absolutely.
Yeah. We're going to have a pretty good idea. Or like even, we were
If
talking
it
about
backs up to
before the show.
146th Street or something weird.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, but like I got one over the weekend where we offered over list, but included the buy down in it.
Absolutely.
So that the seller would net the same.
Absolutely.
So also very, very similar situation.
You've got to be
so,
creative in
yeah.
this market today. And I'm going to tell you something, and we'll touch on this lightly towards the end of the show because I want to go through the stats here because I want to keep this show a little short rather than 22 minutes today. Look, incentives are starting to be everywhere.
Yep.
Everything right
Justin just did a house where, what was it, 50,000 or 75,000
50.
off? 50,000 off on a brand new build home. You're getting a little bit of a good rate. I remember
Yep.
that situation. Okay.
Builders are offering a lot. Justin was talking about that, so Justin can probably.
You know what we ought to do? Everybody ought to check 4 We'll do this next week. Everybody checks 4 builders. We'll talk about 12 builders next week of what their incentives are. Okay, and then we'll put our number so they can call us, and maybe we can get them a special deal if somebody buys a house.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
also, I think if you're going to do that, let's just say if you are a builder, please send out what you're offering right now so we can
Yeah,
talk
we
about
can
it.
let everybody know.
Right. Okay. Kyle, I want to start with you on the stats. Let's kick it off with Noblesville this week.
So Noblesville, 18 went on the market, 15 of them are still active. So only 3 that went on the market in the past week actually pended, but 18 actually pended for the whole week, right? Just that only the other 15 were over 7 days old. There's 137 actually on the market. Days on market is actually high. It's
is that?
it's 57 days on market, but that's literally because there's a bunch of new construction spec homes that actually.
But it's still days on market.
It is, and a lot of those were like 131 days. They were like 4 months, stuff like that. Yep. So, and then Fisher's was 29 total on the market. 22 of them are still active, so 7 pended. 19 total pended in the past 7-day period. 170 active in 27 days on market for those that pended. And I think what I like to see out of that, so Fisher's, between the two that I generally focus on in this podcast, Fisher's keeps trending up pretty well for inventory. So back to it's a good time to be a buyer. You've got these incentives, and Fisher's good.
Fisher's last week?
29. So anywhere from 185,000 to 2.179, which was in Cambridge. So
Okay.
yep, on the water.
All right, Shelly, let's move over to you.
was starting with Carmel. We had 20 hit the market, 6 of those pended. Currently have 149 on the market, anywhere from 190 to 5.9 million. If we look at the past 30 days on the houses that have actually closed, 125 closed in Carmel with an average day on market of 24. The average days on market for the past 7 days, though, was 41. So it's doubled over the past 30 days. Then on list to sale ratio, still 98%.
Okay, let me ask you this. How many days on market is Carmel?
Right now, the past 7 days, it was 41.
And what's the low price?
The low price is 190 to 5.9.
That had to be a condo or something. Right?
Yep.
Okay.
We have a lot of condos in Carmel that are selling.
Let's hit Westfield.
Yeah, so Westfield is 22 hit the market this past 7 days. Both of these are much lower than we normally see, so probably about half of what's hitting the market. 5 of those pended. Currently in Westfield, we have 202 active between 225 and 3.25. So if we look again, the comparison of the past 7 days on market was 31, but in the past 30 days, the homes that have sold, there were 126. It was 27. So Westfield's staying about the same on days on market. And then Zionsville, 6 houses hit the market, 3 of those pended. There's 41 currently active, 300 to 7.5 million. So in the past 7 days, the average days on market in Zionsville was 10. In the past 30 days, 38 homes sold, and the average days on market was 15 over the 30 days. So Zionsville's days on market are actually going lower.
Yeah, they're moving good.
A 98% list to sale ratio. Westfield was 99%. So what I really kind of looked at was, if we're trying to look at inventory and what it's doing, I was, Zionsville was always so low.
Right.
And so I was like, I want to look at population between Zionsville, Westfield, and Carmel. And in Zionsville, the population is 32,000. Westfield is 51,000. This is 2021 stats. And Carmel was 101,000. So with Carmel and Westfield is half the size of Carmel. But what I found interesting is that Westfield has over 52 more houses on the market than Carmel. So Westfield, if we look at these 3 cities, is the one with the most inventory per population.
It's got the better absorption rate.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Okay. So I just found that very interesting.
All right, Justin, let's move over to you and let's find out what's happening in Indy.
Yeah, I'll start in Broad Ripple. This week we had 1 new active listing, 1 pending.
New in Broad Ripple.
Just 1. And 1 closing. Average days on the market on that one was 82 right now, so it's up a little bit, but it's just based on what it closed. Right now there's 20 total for sale in Broad Ripple, priced anywhere from 139 up to 1 million. Next up, Meridian Kessler, we had 5 new listings, 1 of which pended, and we had 5 closings at the average price at 353. Days on the market's 26, so this is my honey hole right now. It's exactly. Like by far the best numbers out of all the ones that I'm running. Bates Hendricks, we had 1 closing. That was it this week. No listings, no active. 11 total for sale, anywhere from 89,000 up to 420. And days on the market in Bates Hendricks is up to 75 right now.
Wow.
Crazy.
So
it's awful slow down there in Indianapolis.
Yeah. Fountain Square is still slow too.
But look, we're at the week of Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, it's chilly out. It's we're at the tail end of fall. And houses are our market. We're turning houses.
Well, and I say this all the time. This week, if there's buyers out there, they're serious.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, get your showings, offer the showings. Don't, pass them up. Right now, this week, they're serious.
Yep. Now, literally till the end of the year.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah. Like
absolutely.
somebody said last week in the show, if you're out looking at houses, you're not just.
You're a serious buyer.
You're a serious buyer.
Absolutely.
Right now.
And if you're listing your home, I hate, say this for the buyers. Most people, if they're listing right now, they need to sell.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So we all need to get together because we're both trying to get to the same place at the same time. So everybody's very motivated, but as we see here, the prices list to sale ratio is still hovering around 99%.
Yep.
Okay. Kyle, what's going on in McCordsville? Don't you sell some homes out there in that area a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, I live out there. I sell a lot out there. There's a lot going on out there.
You've seen a lot of open house signs out there, because I drove around Indianapolis this past Sunday, and man, did I see a lot of open house signs.
There are, which is really, really nice, because I think it's back to educating buyers instead of forcing buyers, right? Out at McCordsville, though, I mean, we have a whole town center that's being developed just south of like Broadway, Pendleton Pike area. It's the same thing. there's a huge development that's going to look similar to the Yard in Fishers that's going out over there. They've developed the infrastructure much better. It's kind of getting over into Fortville, all these other things.
Nice area.
The commute is amazing. I mean, I love it out there because it's Hancock County. It's a little bit cheaper, and I'm like 12 minutes from everything. So I love it out there. And so there's a ton of new construction going out there because I think it's just getting expensive,
It's
right?
the next big wave.
It is. I'm just glad I got out there before it. So
Exactly. Justin, what's going on with the container homes?
Home show's getting ready. That'll be in January, and we'll be the featured home.
So you guys are going to go out there and actually build one inside the building.
Inside the building, and it is for sale. We'll have a lot of upgrades and
So
custom
they just
woodwork from
after
people
the
in
show,
town.
they just get to live there for the rest of their life.
in Pepsi
we're
Coliseum,
gonna-
yes.
Yeah, that would be
Coliseum.
very clutch if we could do that. But no, it's going to be taken apart and then reassembled on someone else's site with a basement and be for sale.
We should
And
do a
that's
live
really,
event there.
really good.
Yeah, absolutely.
How many days will you be out there?
All of them. So I think it's about 12 or something like that. Yeah.
That's going to be a lot of fun.
We all need to go out and bug Justin.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we are going to be.
Yeah,
but
come
Justin-
say hi. You'll
We'll
see.
have to bring the podcast to you those
Yeah.
weeks.
Oh,
for
you know
sure.
what? We got to do a podcast out there. You're
Yeah.
right.
I could probably
Absolutely.
arrange that to where we could do it like in the morning or something.
Yeah, we have
be
to
fun.
do that. But here's the thing: are you going to have food for everybody?
There'll be food and drinks and all that fun stuff.
What
there.
kind of drinks?
Well, it's the home show, so buy your tickets and get your
He's
beers.
not
and
No,
stuff.
no. Oh,
Yeah,
you're not
I'm not providing.
I thought you were going to have margaritas or something.
No.
Okay, well maybe we'll have some leftover pumpkin pies or something. I don't
Yeah.
know. We can make it past Christmas.
Kyle's probably not want to see pumpkin pie for a
Good.
while.
I'm good. Seeking therapy at this point.
Okay, hey,
You did a good thing, Kyle.
I want to touch on something that's really not real estate related that Shelly's involved in. Shelly, it's over 40. It's for breast cancer. I want to hear it real quick.
Well, there's a magazine.
Make it short.
Yeah, New Beauty magazine is having a modeling contest, and if you know anything about me, that's my past from way back
Right.
when I grew up doing modeling and everything.
you were a
New
Colts
York and,
cheerleader.
all that stuff. So, that was my past life, and I was asked to join this competition, and it is also raising money for breast cancer. So
Right.
it's called Fab Over 40. I'm 58, so I was in the right age group. So
Right.
anyway, they're doing a contest and seeing the person who ends the final competition, which ends December 15th.
And it raises money. The bottom
It's
line
raising
is
money for breast cancer awareness. But, for me, I would get a spread in the New Beauty magazine. So
Okay.
it would be
Well, hey,
something, my old life.
So get out and vote.
Okay, so
For Shelly.
that's exactly right. How do we vote? Do you know the link or whatever?
I don't know the link right off the bat, but maybe we could post it or something. But
Yeah,
it's
we'll post the
Fab
link.
Over 40 voting, and it's for New Beauty magazine. I'm sure if it's Googled, but
I'll
on my
post that.
on my Facebook page, you can go there, and it is pinned at the top of my page.
Okay, and I'll put it on our page so they can go right to your page.
Yeah.
Well,
And-
thank
and the-
you. I
yeah.
mean, it is raising money for breast cancer awareness, which is fabulous. And I just want to thank everybody who's been voting for me. It's been so
That's awesome.
amazing to see how much people are sponsoring me and helping me.
So
Okay,
like, follow, and vote for Shelly.
exactly.
And subscribe.
And
Right.
subscribe.
Okay, Justin, if somebody wants to get a hold of you, who do you work for? What company? And what's your telephone number?
Keller Williams, 317-507-5599, and Fishers.realestate for the website.
Okay. Shelly, how did somebody get a hold of you?
You can reach me on my cell phone, 317-201-2601, and it's Shelly Walters Realty Group with EXP.
Kyle, how did we get
Tony.
a hold of you?
It's Morris Property Group with FC.Tucker, 317-649-5122.
Okay, everybody. Hey, we'll talk to you next week. And
Happy
thank you for
Thanksgiving,
listening.
everybody.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Yeah, we'll have some. I'll put some Thanksgiving music on.